Okay, I'm back. I'm really hoping that we have a better signal. Mrs. Garcia is on. Welcome. Covenant Lovers, His and Her Money has joined. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Sid and Angie have joined. Wonderful. I see the hearts. They are flowing. Please, please keep them flowing. I am one part of Shannon. Hi, Shannon. Is on tonight. I am one part of Marriage for Real. This is our girls' night out. As you know, that we are now have moved into broadcasting every day. So please, please, please join in. Hey, Mrs. Garcia, how you doing? So I'm gonna be on What's Up. You are so Dustin. Like, I know that we said that this is for ladies only. You just determined that you're gonna stick on in here. But you know what? Ain't nobody mad. So if you got something that you would like to add or something you would like to amen, it's okay. But it is girls' night out. This is like real talk. We have some real conversation. Because sometimes us ladies need to have that, you know, pull each other to the side. Hi, Miss Tam. Pull each other to the side and just have some conversation. So y'all, my hair messed up right now. And it is irritating me really bad. Miss Proverbs, welcome, welcome, welcome. If you are new to Marriage for Real, I am Toy. I am the other part of Marriage for Real. My husband is Dwayne. On tonight, we are broadcasting separately. Thank you for inviting. Blessings to you, Miss Proverbs. We are recording separately on this week. So I'm on tonight. We both are on tomorrow. And he is on by himself on Wednesday. And so we're just going to be broadcasting every day, hopefully bringing you some things that are going, it's okay, Toy, we all family. I know, but it's like this one hair right here in this corner is just like irritating me. But anyhow, so welcome, welcome, welcome. Tonight, we are discussing what he really wants, okay? And so I know as a wife, or as a significant, thank you, Young Baller, for sharing. Be sure, you guys, if you're new to Periscope, be sure to share if you think that you're hearing something that somebody else needs to hear. Share it on your Twitter, your Facebook, or however, whatever social media channels that you have. Be sure to heart it up for us. Talk to me, image wife. Respect. Hi. Be sure to heart it up on the right hand side so I know that if I'm saying something that you agree with, then you just heart it up. We certainly appreciate it here at Marriage for Real. Thank you. Typo, I'm a wife too. Oh. So we're going to talk it up on tonight. And so you guys, guess what I've come home to? So I don't know if you all remember maybe a couple of weeks ago that my husband was so sweet that he took a lot of you guys out with him to Mariano's when he got me this wonderful, wonderful, I think it was what was it? It was a cheesecake. Hi there, Tanasia. How are you? Wonderful cheesecake, these beautiful yellow roses, and this beautiful card. Oh, didn't our hearts melt, right? Like, you're like, oh, he's like so sweet. He loves this girl. They gonna be in it forever. Hello. And we are, but y'all, yellow roses is my idea. Thank you, Ty. Thank you. So y'all, yes, great yellow, a great color. So yes, so y'all remember, right? So that was like wonderful. Great time, you know, we really enjoyed it. So I get home today, y'all, and he's like, your gift came, and I'm like, yay, because everybody knows that I love gifts. Yeah, yellow is happiness, and I also think that yellow is friendship too. So y'all, I get home, and he's like, your gift is here. Guess what it is, y'all? Look. Can y'all see this? It says beach body. Beach body. So like, are y'all cracking up right now? Because he went from buying me some cupcakes and some flowers to saying, babe, here your cup. This how you need this how you need to measure out your food. Wait a minute. She's laughing like he got jokes. Wait, y'all, I could not make this up if I tried, okay? And it's the 21-day fix. So, like, is this a hint? The 21 fix, baby. Yes. this is what my gift was. No, he ain't joking. He is not joking. The 21-day fix. I ain't advertising for them. They ain't send me no checks or nothing. But yes, that you said it works. Well, I don't know. But I'm like, dude, if you just sent me some cupcakes, and he always talking about some gotta feed the hips. You said send it to me. So yes, I got the Beachbody system in the mail today. He want his woman tight. Absolutely, yes. And you said it definitely works. It works, huh? So I don't know. So we gonna I'm gonna start, I guess, y'all, wait, hold on. I'm sorry, hold on. What is this? What am I supposed to put in this? My thoughts, some ideas. This thing is so tiny. It's hard. I believe it's hard. I believe it. But look how tiny this thing is. This is how much salad dressing. Say it again. This is how much salad dressing is supposed to be on my salad. Right here. Oh my gosh. And I think that this is my veggies. I mean, it's just. I said, okay, babe, I got the hint. I got the hint. Because y'all, when I first met my husband, I was 128 pounds. I was a little skinny thing. You said they hold a lot. They probably gonna hold a lot if I double up on them, so I'm gonna eat it and then fill it up again to eat, right? No, not gonna do that. But I was like 120 something pounds when so listen to this. I understand that yes, your metabolism slows down. I struggle with my thyroid, different things like that. But you know, we gonna see what it does. Hey, Shelly Bean. Hey, how you doing tonight? But yes, this is what came in the mail today. And you know what? That definitely brought me to the topic of, what does he really want? Now, a lot of you know, if you're a wife and you're a mother and you work, and even you work inside the home, taking care of babies is a job. And I don't know how really people don't realize that it is a job. It is one of the hardest jobs that you could ever have. And it's not something that I'm saying trying to make mothers feel good. I'm saying it because I've been there. It is one of the hardest jobs ever. You are raising human beings to go outside and become somebody. So that is a job. And you sitting there 8, 9, 10, 11 hours a day while your spouse is out, working a job or whatever. And a lot of women, they work a job and raising their babies, working from home. I was just overwhelmed. I could say that it is a job. And raising the husbands. Now, Miss Garcia, you done said something. But it's okay because this is girls' night out. We can have those talks. And when we get back to our spouses, we're going to be just as loving. Tell them, baby, I love you. But it's true. Yes, we wear so many different hats. And it can be so very overwhelming. A lot. And sometimes you get so overwhelmed, you don't even feel like you're doing anything right. Like, am I a good mother? Am I a good wife? You know what I'm saying? Things just, she said, dang, I missed it. What did you miss? She said, I went back to work after being a stay-at-home mom for 3 years, and it wasn't easy. Yeah, it's not easy. I work and got to come home and take care of him and a 4-year-old. That's why I told my husband, I said, how did this happen? I said, when the Lord cursed, oh, you said you missed what Miss Garcia said. She said, and we got to raise our husbands too. Yeah, Miss Proverbs, where's our pension? Absolutely. You know what it is? Eve, absolutely. I told my husband, I said, you know what? I said, God cursed the ground and said that man should work all the days of his life, and women, we're supposed to travail and bearing children. Well, we working and we raising kids. It's like we got doubly cursed, right, y'all? But we're not complaining. We're not complaining about raising our kids. We're not complaining about having to take care of our households, because as you know, here at Marriage for Real, we always say that we are the team. We're not going to let the ship go down because we're saying what you're supposed to do. Babe, we in this together. We're going to make this work. But yes, that was my little treat when I got that darn Eve. But y'all, it's funny. I always say if it wasn't Eve, y'all, it would have been me. It would have been me, because I was like, hey, So this is like my favorite apple is the Honey Crisp. Babe, this is like a Honey Crisp apple. You got to taste it. So right. It would have been me. So it would have had to be somebody. So anyhow, on tonight, we're going to be talking about what he really wants. And sometimes as a wife, that is really hard to figure out because we juggle so many things. I remember one time, like in the midst of an argument, my husband said to me, I got a mother, I got a pastor, I got sisters, I got this, I got that. What I need you to be is my wife. And y'all, I couldn't even come back and argue with that because I was trying to fulfill everybody's duties in my husband's life. I'm his pastor. I'm telling him how often he needs to be going to church. I'm telling him how often he needs to be in his word. I'm his mother, constantly correcting him. I'm everything. You said, heard that before, huh? Yes, absolutely. He done came downstairs, y'all. Y'all see me look up like, it's Mr. Yes, but we try to be so many things, baby. You're not my mother. That's the most annoying comment ever. Oh, yes, it is. Yeah, he's ear hustling. Yes, he said, you not my mother. It is the most annoying. But you know what? I don't even think they really realize you hot. Yeah, it's Mr. Y'all. He done came downstairs. Hey, babe.
Hey.
This is our girls' night out.
Yeah.
Carry on. So, yes, we wear so many hats that sometimes it could be so overwhelming. And so we just got to kind of figure out, what is it that he really wants? And so when he made that comment to me, he said, tell him to go mind his own. When he made that comment to me, yeah, it caused more of an argument after that point. But when I really came back to myself, it was true. Like, I need to be his wife. And I had to figure out, like, what does that really look like when I take everything else off? Like, at the bare bones of that, when I'm not mothering him, when I'm not pastoring him, when I'm not, doing all these other things, what does my role look like as a wife? No, this phone call did not just come through on my screen. No, hello, sorry. What does my role really look like as his wife? And that was it took me some time to get into that because y'all know my feelings was hurt at first when he said that to me. I'm thinking I'm every woman. It's all in me. I'm up here being a mother to your kids, making sure you got a meal every night, blah, 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 blah. But it went back. Yeah, they want to be pampered and they want us to take it back to the dating part of the relationship. Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's what I had to figure out, what that looked like. He was still looking for me to be that girl who he met when I was 17 years old. Like, oh no, we cleaned their drawers. Yes, absolutely. Right. Your mama did that. But now you want me to be your mama, right? We cleaning your underwear, washing your clothes, but your mama did that. But you want me to be your mama. You make up your mind what you want me to be, right? You said been going through it. Yes, absolutely. But I had to take that. I had to step back and see what that looked like. And that was going back to Young Baller is on here, y'all. I think, is Young Baller the only dude on here? Because he is on here cracking up at us, y'all. He's like, I am weak. Hopefully, maybe Young Baller, if you're going to stay on, you can add some insight to what, do some amens or really let us know, because it's very difficult, trying to figure out the mind of a man. We know if we got the sex part down, we doing good. And if we got the food part down, we doing good, right? But what other parts of us can we, what parts of us speak to our husbands other than those two parts, And so when I went back to think about what that looked like when we were first dating, it looked like me, spending time with him, couldn't get enough of him when we first started dating. They want us to stroke their egos. That is true. Like, I did a post the other day, and it said, when your husband takes out the garbage, he act like he cleaned up the whole house. That is true. They do some of the smallest things, and act like they don't. Like, if my husband washed the dishes, you better know y'all better know that he ain't finna do nothing for the next 2 weeks because he washed the dishes. And his dad, he said, my dad didn't wash dishes. Why I got to wash dishes? Now his or her money, I know you on here, did Pop wash dishes? I don't know. He said, I don't get paid enough for this. Yes, you do. Yeah, we ain't got time for that. But you all, because we are looking to really, grow our marriages, if they mow the lawn, you got to be talking about that for like y'all, absolute plan. You ain't lying, babe. You are not lying. Like, if they do one thing around the house, that is like the topic for the week. And you have to keep saying, every time I pull up to my yard, oh, I love how my grass is looking. I love when my grass is manicured. It looks so nice. He said, that's me. Yes, and so why is it that you all have to have y'all ego stroke, young baller? Why? Like, why is it? And I think part of it is because y'all constantly being bombarded out in the streets and constantly being told what you're not. And so it really does feel good to them. I know when they come home, he picked up a toy and he said he helped me. I know when they come home, it really makes them feel good to be loved on. And even though it seems like it take a lot out of us because we don't need that much stroking, because we just gonna get it done. Like, we not looking for somebody to say, oh babe, you did them dishes. Oh babe, you washed them clothes. Babe, the house smells so good. Oh babe, you made up the bed. All those things. We don't look for that because that's what we think, that's what we do. It's not an issue for us, but when they do it, the world has ended. I'm like, he'll text me and say, babe, I cleaned up the kitchen. I'm like, dude, you ate, didn't you? And I don't even think you cooked. But I'm like, that is awesome. He said, I don't know, it's just a dude thing. It's just a dude thing. I don't know. Yes, my husband has to hear from me how good he did something in the house. I don't know what that is about, but obviously it seems like you say sex can't be that good. I don't know, but I can only speak for what's happening over here. It is pretty good, I would say so. We keep coming back, y'all, so it must be something. But they do need their ego stroked. They really do. And we don't know. I don't know why God made them like that. That is probably part of their love language. I don't know. But that's just one of the things that they really need. They really need their ego stroked. And you know what? As a wife, that doesn't take anything away from you to do it. It may feel uncomfortable. You may feel like, why I gotta do that? Why it take all that? Yes, it's an ego thing. But let me ask you this. If it makes him feel good, if it motivates him to do more, then why not do it? Miss Tika, now you already at Miss Proverbs and Miss Tika, y'all know it ain't gonna never be fair. Yeah, his love language is affirmation. Yeah, it's never gonna be fair. But if it blesses your marriage, if it adds to your marriage, if it builds him up, then do it. I don't care how ridiculous it seems. Like, dude, why I gotta just stroke your ego because you took out the garbage, right? Like, why? But he did, and if that's what he needs, then give it to him. She said, I have no problem. Been doing it for 20 years. Yes, absolutely. Me either. But you know what? Absolute plan, that's something that I literally had to learn to do. Yeah, when you learn that, yeah, how sweet it is. It is. It makes your life so much easier. Yeah, it makes your life so much. That's what you're supposed to do. It is. You know, the Bible says that the man is the head of the house. And we always hear that. But I heard a wise woman says the man is the head. And I know this ain't scripture, so I ain't going to say that it is. But it says, but we are the neck. And we turn that head whichever way that we please. So when you have to, this is a point. Women, you have to be very mindful of the influence you have on your husband. You can use that influence for good, or you can use that influence for bad. I see so many women that, don't even recognize the influence they have on their husbands, and don't really recognize how much they could get done if they recognize that. Yes, you have to learn. You have great influence over Chris. And I know you only a year in, but a husband should listen to the words of his wife. A good husband should. And a good wife should be mindful of that. That whatever I say, my husband takes that to heart. He takes it to heart when the decisions that he's making. He takes it to heart when he's out in the world and things happen. He's going to go back to the words that you spoke. And so you have to really be mindful of the influence that you have in his life. I've seen so many women tear down their husbands, with their mouths, and wreck their house because some of the things they say and do. Yes, and he does not forget it. He doesn't. I don't know. My husband and I, we've been married, as most of you know, for 20 years. And it took us a long time to get to some of these points. So we're like, oh, well, how come I didn't know that in the beginning? Like, why did it take me so long to get? But we have so much of us, like, in the way, so much of who we are and what we want and what we want to do and how we want to make this man be. Oh, another point. The man is who he is. You will not change him. Nothing you say, no matter how much you nag, no matter what you do, you're not changing him with your words. The only thing you're going to change him is with your life. Period. Point blank. That's all. Oh, you said, hey, sis, you preaching. Hey. Y'all, Miss Tia Dantzler on. That's my best friend. Give a shout out. Hey. Yes. It's called growth in the relationship. Yep. Only God can change. Only God can change the man. That's it. That's all. There are so many things that after I got into my marriage that was cute to me in the beginning. Like, right? Like my husband's like really big into comic books, right? And so like all his so that's Miss Tika saying, hey cousin. My husband's into comic books, right? And so like it was really cute because he's kind of a nerd, he a black dude, he watched Star Trek like I like to watch Star Trek, and what I'm saying, he got all the comic book shirts and jeans and stuff, and it was cool, and I loved it because he was just so different from the dudes like I used to date. Like I used to date drug dealers, and they just wasn't that, and he wasn't that, and so I was in love with that dude. But boy, when we got some years into our marriage, and like when we would go out, he would have a comic book shirt on. He would have his jeans on. Whenever we would go, he got a comic book shirt for every day. Like if you watch our scopes, he got one on every day. Like he was even wearing them to church. I'm like, oh my God. That ain't cute no more, babe. That's not cute. It's not cute. I'm not 19 anymore, and you not either. Like, you said that's me every day. Right, but you know what? I'm like, I want to see some grown-up stuff. And so, like now, he's like, well, we really don't have the money for me to go out, and shop like I really want to shop. I'm like, dude, you got enough comic book shirts to put them on a thrift, to do a garage sale, make some money, and buy some clothes, right? That's Chris, and that's Kool-Aid shirts. Oh, so Chris wears Kool-Aid shirts. Y'all, and one thing about me is I love a well-dressed man. You said eBay. Right, we'll put him on eBay. I love a well-dressed man. There ain't nothing like a well-dressed man who smells good. So, what does the wife do? Stops complaining about, dude, you wearing comic book shirts all the time. I just go out and buy what I want him to wear. And then when we get ready to go somewhere, you say yes. And if they smell good, yes, Miss Proverbs. That's Ross and Burlington. Wait a minute, absolute plan. He'll go to Ross and buy more. He'll go to Ross and buy more comic book shirts and more Nike stuff, more sweat gear. Right. So boom, there you go. Yes, you go buy it. And when we get ready to go somewhere, I say, babe, you should try this on. Like, I thought this would look fabulous on you. And then when he put it on, y'all, I tell him all night while we out, you look so good. And you know what? It makes it easy. It makes it easy. It makes it where you don't have to do all that arguing and complaining and blah, 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 blah. Just buying what you want. Ask him to put it on, and then you compliment him all night. Tell him how good he looks. Listen, I bought all my husband clothes too. Been married 3 years and counting. You have valid points. Thank you. Yes, Miss Tika, that will get some 57 going on, won't it? We went out to an event. It was a really nice event. I put the whole thing together. Brother had on a suit with his bow tie, smelling and looking good. You better believe sister was like, ooh, look at you. Ooh, that's wonderful. Ooh, I love that. You know what? I think they really love it when we buy it too, but I think that's their love language. But my husband does like when I buy him stuff And then he'll say, but they won't say my wife bought it for me. Who's going to say that? And I don't care if he say it, if he don't say it. Pump his head up, basically. You know, it does pump his head up, but it's true. Because that's what I like. And I want him, I'm just overemphasizing what I like, right? Because that's what I want to see more of. And so that's not really so much as pumping up. It's just affirming. Okay, so you would have a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle shirt. Oh, well, you know what? That's okay too, because it will make your woman or your wife feel good about how you looking. And you win too, right? It's a win-win situation. He looking good. I'm feeling good. That's going to lead to some 57 later on, right? Wonderful. So that was the point. Some things, ladies, we have to figure out better ways to say things and do things and when to say them, right? Because we can pick some of the wrong times to say the right things, right? Like sometimes in the midst of an argument, it ain't time to bring up the past. Like Tia, what's our motto? We say this all the time. Like, you ever been in an argument with your husband and you kind of let it go and you kind of don't address it, but soon as another argument comes up, the first thing you want to say is, and another thing, while we at it, yeah, there's sometimes you don't need to address them things. Just, there's a right time to address the things that is on your heart, because it can take you to a place, or your marriage to a place, to where some of those arguments will yes, and another thing, yes. Like, while we at it, you said guilty, yes. We all guilty of it. You ain't by yourself. You ain't by yourself, because sometimes as women, we hold so much in and we take so much. But by the time it blows up, it just blows. We just let it all just come out. Like, and we just vomit out everything that we've been wanting to say. But we have to learn. Yeah, we are too emotional. We have to learn to temper that. Sometimes we're too emotional. And as women, we know how to manipulate our husbands with our emotions. It's true. We know that if we cry, automatically, that's going to shut them down, right? Because they can't stand to see us cry. So, but we can be very manipulative. We can be manipulative with our silence. As a woman, I will kill you with my silence. Like, I will. I ain't got to say nothing. Like, I will walk around this house the whole day. I might even cook for you and say nothing to you. But there's some of the things that we just have. But it's true. There's some of the things that we have to learn, that it's time to grow up, ladies. It just really is. At this time, we married. We trying to be wise women, and as dudes, we sit there with that "what you talking about" face. And you know what? It probably don't bother y'all that we don't say nothing. But don't tell, it's our power. Yes, it's our silent power that we're not going to say nothing. Because that's it. Silence sometimes is our power. It really is. That's a good point. But we will kill them. Yeah, life is too short. I made this point the other day. Like, sometimes you argue with your spouse and they try to make you laugh or try to smooth it over without saying, I'm sorry. And you really want to laugh and you really want it to be over, but it ain't going to be over. So sometimes we just got to come to the point where I ain't leaving. You ain't leaving. So we might as well just kind of get it over with, say what we got to say, mend the fences, and go on about our business. Because life is like, you said did that last night. You're right. Like, sometimes that's just what it is. Sometimes that's just what it is. We are very emotional. And look at that face. Yes, get over it. Move on. No one is leaving nobody. At this point, you that far in. I'm 20 years in. Some of you are like 1 year, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years. I know there's somebody who watches us. They're 35 years. You ain't leaving. So you just might as well get it over with. What you gonna do? But make sure you're having those conversations at the right time. Because sometimes, my husband will always say, sometimes this is what I feel like. I tell my husband, I feel like sometimes I'm the whipping boy. Like, I say things that just need to be said. And I'm going to take the heat for saying it. But he going to come back around maybe a day later, maybe 2 days later, and say, you know what? You was right about that. I'm working on it. I'm like, then why do I have to go through all this extra, all this noise, all this arguing, all this fluff, all this silence for you to get to the point to where you just saying you right, or not even be able to have a real conversation about it? But that's why I have learned, and I am still learning, how to have those conversations at the right time with the right words, and use loving words, use affirming words. And y'all know it ain't easy. Trust me, I am not talking from the rooftop. Some days I'm really in the valley having these conversations, but the truth is just the truth anyhow. You said, honey, I go through that too. It's true. It's true. Like sometimes, like sometimes you just take so much stuff and then you just find like, I'm gonna say it. I know you're gonna snap. I know you're gonna have an attitude about it, but here you go. But we're going to get over it. We're going to work on it. And we're going to get better as ladies. We're going to get better as wives. Because our desire is to be the helpmeet to our husbands that we're supposed to be, who God called us to be. And it's not being a babysitter. It's not being their mothers. It's not being their pastors. It's being their wives. I know for me, my husband said to me yesterday, no, it wasn't. It was in the midst of an argument, and we kind of talking about, oh, so what's some of the topics that we go, oh, the young baller on here. Probably not going to say that right now. Young baller, go off real quick. Anywho, y'all know this is Marriage for Real, so we just going to talk about it. I say in a loving moment, and it turns into a big thing. Miss Tika, are you sure it's a loving moment? They said, bye, young baller. No, don't make him leave, y'all. Don't make him leave. Yeah, you know what? It's a loving moment, but it's not so much as it being a loving moment. You just have to find the right moment. Like, in a moment where you're both being transparent. And a good way to do this is to say, babe, you know what? I've noticed that sometimes, like pull out a negative point about yourself, right? Right. 50% of the message is delivered. It's hard, though, to say stuff nice. Right, but this is how you do it. Say something negative about yourself. Like, you know what, babe, I realized, and I had this conversation that I'm pretty opinionated. Like, there was a realization that I came to myself. I said, I'm pretty opinionated. And I never really noticed that. And I've been telling myself, Tori, sit your own self down. You got an opinion about everything. And that is true. And of course, he chimed in with, so you just now figuring that out? Y'all, I set him up for it. I took it, absorbed. I said, yeah, babe. Like, I'm just noticing that. I'm trying to figure out, like, what are some of the things I'm doing? So he started telling me some of the things that, that how opinionated I am. And yeah, all the times he noticed how opinionated I am. Then I came in with the kill. I was like, yeah, you know what? Sometimes, you can be pretty critical yourself, right? Right. You can be pretty critical. Like, have you ever noticed that about yourself? That conversation, like, what you gonna say? How you gonna come back? Like, I already done said something bad about me, so I ain't giving you an opportunity to say nothing bad about me. Now the spotlight is on. Got him. Yeah. Yes, but it was true. It was speaking the truth in love. But sometimes, as we talked before, you got to create that moment. You got to create it. Not so much as manipulation, but it's time. Like sometimes some couples just can't have real honest conversations without it blowing up into a big fight. So one of the best ways to have a discussion or argument is to come to the table like, you know what? I got some issues. I'm kind of working on this. You know what I'm saying? What you working on? Yeah, you probably should work on that. You know what I'm saying? But it's just the truth. We got to learn as women how to be wise, how to get not necessarily what we want, but how to get the right thing the right way without arguing all the time, nagging all the time. That stuff just kind of irritates them, makes things work, blah, 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 especially when it's a touchy topic. Yes, it's very difficult when it's a touchy topic. And I found it's just with people, period. When you're saying something critical about another person, it's going to always be touchy. There's absolutely no way, whether you're a woman or you a man, that you can take somebody saying something negative about you and taking it like, oh, I am like that. You're going to be defensive. It is what it is. And so we have to find ways to say it that's not condemning, that you ain't going to never be. You know what I'm saying? Our tongues, as women, our tongues can be rough. And my husband says that I have a rough tongue, but as women, and I know y'all know, half the things we feel we don't say because we know some of the things that we say kill our spouses, that they will never recover as men. There's some things that we can say to a man that they will never recover. Why? Because of their egos, guilty. And if that's an issue that you have with your tongue, I encourage you to watch it. Because here's the thing, that's the man that God gave you. That's his son. And if you're using your tongue to destroy him, how do you think his daddy feel about that? Really? And that's something that I had to learn myself. I never wanted to say, but you've gotten better. Very good. We are all a work in progress. We all are. I never really wanted to say anything that I knew that would destroy him. Because at the end of the day, we love these dudes, right? We married them. You had to learn to build him up and not tear him down. Working on it big time. I'm getting better. Very good. Well, Miss Tika, ask Chris if you're getting better. That's the thing. I know you don't want to cause an argument, but say, Chris, am I getting better at, kind of washing my tongue? He's probably going to say no. Or he might say yes. He might surprise you. But we are not a very good gauge. Absolutely. We are not a very good gauge of our own actions. Sometimes it will take us asking other people, what you think about this? Do you find this thing out about me? Do I do this a lot? Or do you think I'm getting better at this? And our spouses, just ask. I don't know, you might not get the answer that you want, but just ask. We have to be very careful with our words. We are meant to build our husbands up. That's the only way that we're going to help build our strong family, He said, yeah, last time I asked. Well, very good. Keep working on it. Very good. But we have to learn to build them up. They go out every day and they face this world. It is very difficult nowadays to be a man, and if you're a black man, it's even harder. And so when they come home, you should be that place where they can't not wait to get home to see you. They can't wait to get home just to rush into your arms or so they can talk about their day so y'all can exchange. But if you want the women, they come home and they got to argue and fight with you when they get home, don't nobody want to deal with that. Nobody does. And we're wondering how all these side chicks are getting played. Like, what they doing that I'm not? Reminds me of that series, For Better or For Worse, because Angela's gotten better with Marcus. Very good. Yeah, absolutely. Right. Yeah, right. No, they don't want to come home and deal with that. They want to come home dealing with the nagging and the complaining and I got to come home and I got to fight in the world and then come home and fight with you. They don't yell as much. Yeah, I kind of noticed that show is very hard for me to watch because it's so, I don't know. But anywho. But yeah, I love the movie, but one of the top needs of man is admiration. One of the top needs of man is respect. And that's one thing that we as women do not do. We fall short in showing our husbands how much we respect them. Because it's very hard it's very hard when you know a person. Because sometimes when you're living with your spouse, all you see is their fault sometimes. You see where they fall short. And that's just really, a trick of the enemy that's always showing us each other's faults. But that's the number one need and want of a man is respect. If that man knows that you respect him, y'all can write your own check. And that is no joke. Because let me tell you, yes, the Bible does say that they need deep respect. They do. Because let me tell you what these side chicks are doing. They out there, they tell them how awesome they are, what kind of wonderful man they are. Man, if I was your wife, I don't even know why she acting like that. You a good man. You out here, you bringing home the money, you doing this and you doing that. I can't believe she doing you like that. And what's that doing? They're stroking that ego. And we wonder how they get in. Because at home, when they get home, they're looking and feeling and being told everything that they not. You better make that man feel like when he walk in the door that he is the head, that he is the king over that house. I don't care if you don't even think about it. If you don't think so. Taking his mind off the bills, absolutely. We come in, they come in the house, and the first thing, and I'm guilty of that. If it's a bill that's high, I already got an attitude before he get home. I'm about to show it to him. And look what came in the mail today. It's like I'm just laying burdens on him as soon as he walked the door. And now we got to deal with this. And now we got to deal with that. If we can, we need to learn. And I am a part of it, y'all. I am not talking from the mountaintop on tonight. We need to learn how to create a space for them that, like when they first get home, it's about them. I know y'all like, why? Why they get all this? Why they get that? We need that. That is true. But I believe that if we learn to do that, that's going to come back to us. You're going to get out. You're going to get back what you put out. Don't be sipping no tea over there. Get it done. Get it done. Get it done. We have to. We have to. Otherwise, what makes us different? What makes us different? Why did they marry us? Obviously, there was something in us. They said, I want to be with this woman for the rest of our life. As you know, it takes a man a very difficult time to make a commitment. So once he makes a commitment that I'm going to marry you, I'm going to marry this woman, we're going to be down forever. He made that for a reason, because there was something in you that he loved and he adored. We have to learn how to keep that thing going. It doesn't make us less than to cater to our husbands. It doesn't make us beneath him to make sure that he's taken care of. I'm crazy. That's why we got married. Well, for whatever reason he married you. He said, a man who finds a wife, he finds a good thing. So he found his good thing. And in the midst of that, he found favor with the Lord. Be that good thing that he found. Be the good thing. Some of us, we have a hard time being the good thing that he found. Some men have went and thought they found some treasure, y'all, and found some trash. Because after them, and I'm not talking about y'all, because I know it ain't y'all. Them talking about them other women. Those other women that after they got married have decided, I ain't doing this. I ain't doing that. You're not going to walk over me. You're not going to step on me. I ain't making your plate. I ain't washing your clothes. I ain't your mama. I ain't doing this. I ain't doing that. And dude look at you like, I could have got, dude, for real? And so, yes, I'm not saying that, that you have to be the old meek and submissive wife and, let the dude run all over you. But that's your man. And if you can't be that for your man, then I don't even know why you even got married. You should laugh a lot. Yeah, I don't even know why you got married. You should have stayed single, because you in it for life now. Ain't no turning back. I believe some wives have warped sense of what submission to your spouse means. I believe that too. I believe that some of them have taken it too far, first of all, and have no plan B. I believe some wives have taken it too far, and they have, just been stepped on and ran over. But submitting means relinquishing your right. Let me back that up. Not relinquishing your right. I probably need to grab a dictionary on this so I can make sure that I'm saying the right thing. Y'all help me out here so we get the submission thing right, because we're gonna work on that for the next 3 minutes while I'm on submitting. For me, I'm going to say what it is for me. My husband, should you submit if he's not submitting to God? Oh, y'all know what? First of all, let me get that submit right. Let me get that submit right, and then we're going to answer that question. Most women's idea of marriage comes from Disney. Well, we all want to be saved. That's the truth. We want that man to come riding in on the horse. But submitting for me in my marriage is this. It is recognizing the headship that my husband has over our household. That yes, I have a say so, and I have an opinion. And when something comes into question or a decision is to be made, me and my husband, we sit down and we have a discussion about it. But at the end of the day, he has the final say so. That's it. That's all. The next thing you said was, should I submit to him when he is not submitting to God? Right? Okay. Now here's the thing. Now here's my take on it. And it's just my take. If you all have something different, please come in with what you got to say. We helping each other on tonight, okay? I had that in my marriage. Like I didn't feel like my husband was in the place that he should have been with the Lord. I didn't feel that way. I felt like You should be praying more. I don't see you seeking God as much as you should. I don't see you reading your word as much as you should. And I even made the comment, as long as you following God, I will follow you anywhere. And that is the truth. But if that man is saying something that is not contrary to the word, oh, well, I hope you want to be married now. I hope you do. I hope you want to be married. That is awesome. But as long as it is not contrary to the word, if it's not causing you to go against God, then, well, bless you, then you submit. Now, some people say, I've heard someone say the other night, well, why are he telling you not to go to church? I actually had a woman in our church whose husband would not allow her to come to church, said, no, you can't go. And guess what? She didn't go. Now, I can't say that I would be that one, but I can say this. Above all, God honors his position. He honors his position, period. He honors him as the man. Yeah, can't have that. Yeah. I don't know. There will be some serious conversation. I probably would get on his nerves so much that he's like, girl, please go to church. Please. But what God honors is his headship. God honors the man. And so what I really found myself doing, you guys, was I was judging my husband. I was passing judgment on him, determining who and where he was with God. He didn't put a contingency on submitting for the one. He didn't say, if this man is following me, you follow me. He didn't. So that's why I said, God honors his place. God honors him, period, as the man first. But if he is saying, if he is advising or telling you to do something that is contrary to the word or causing you to sin, the word says, render unto Caesar's what is his, and render unto God's what is his. That's how I would do it. The man follow him, right? The man is following him, but what I was doing, I was saying, you know what? You ain't reading your word enough. You ain't reading. You're not doing this enough. If he's not praying, not worshiping, and there is no evidence of following God, I'm not. Well, here's my question. Is he telling you to do something or asking you to do something that's contrary to the word? Because above all, we have to remember this. God is a God of order, first and foremost. We do not pick and decide who and what we're going to do. What we're going to do is we're going to follow the word, period, point blank. That's all. I get that, right. But if he's not telling you to do something that is contrary to what the word is saying, you don't get to dictate what you choose and you follow. He's the head, period, point blank. It may be some decisions you may come back and say, babe, choose the right time. Can we just discuss that further? Like, I kind of feel this way about it, and I really think that if we do that this might happen. Put some stuff on his mind. But at the end of the day, in my house, my husband has the final say. And I am blessed because I know the level of influence that I have on him. And so the words that I say, he takes into consideration. And he'll even come back and say, well, babe, I was thinking it because of this way. Well, what you think? Now, see that? I can go along with that. That works for us. That's where we've come to. And we have to learn how to get to that point. No, it doesn't happen overnight. But if you honor that man, my husband said something so powerful. He said, as a man, met couple fiance refused to give life to Christ. Should she follow him? I'm sorry, could you repeat that? I didn't quite follow that, and it went away so fast. My husband said, if I know that my wife is relying on me and my household is relying on me, I am never going to make a decision for my house that I feel like is going to destroy us. But that comes from him knowing that you respect him. That comes from him knowing that you honor him. That comes from him knowing that you're trusting him to make the decisions. Maybe I have issues, but I do know he's in line with the word of God and walking in it. Okay. And I wait a minute. I get that. But that goes back to me saying to you, Is he telling you to do something that is contrary to the word? If he is telling you to do something that is contrary to the word, then I would probably have a problem with it too. I think that's why it's important to know your husband's values before marriage. Submitting will be easy. Absolutely. But you know what? Things happen in marriages. Sometimes one spouse goes through a difficult time, and he kind of falls away or she falls away. But that's the time where you are standing in the gap and you are praying for your husband. You're praying for wisdom for your husband. You are anointing his pillow when he go to bed at night. You are praying over that man. You are asking God to intervene in those situations where you know there's some decisions being made that are not Christ-like. Now, that is what you can do. Couples to be married. He refuses to give his life to Christ. Should she submit? Couple to be married. They ain't married yet. If they ain't married yet and she's saved, then I don't know why she get married. That's an easy thing. She said her no. So they're not married yet. Then there's some discussion that need to be had. Why, if he not saved and you saved, the word tells us, how can two walk together except they agree? There's no agreement. Why we get married? That's the problem. It's like you getting married knowing he don't know the Lord and getting mad when the devil show up. You invited him. So that's real easy. Nope. She shouldn't marry him. Right. You gotta be equally yoked. They are unequally yoked. She's setting herself up for a whole bunch of heartache and headache. Nope. Tell her to hop on. I'm not afraid to tell her, girl, don't do that. You make sure that he's in that thing, that he ain't marrying you. He's not marrying you just, wait a minute, he ain't getting saved to marry you and then going back and saying, well, girl, I got you now. After 25 years, submission is God anointed. It's not easy. It's not easy, but just because it's not easy does not mean that we don't have to do it. There's a whole lot of things that we do that's not easy, but we're still required to do it. And above all, if you can't do it, yes, she should run. Absolutely. If you can't do it for your husband, do it unto God. Yeah, absolutely. She should run. Girl, do not marry a man and you in the church and you living saved and don't marry that man. Not now. You make sure that he is grounded, fully grounded in the Lord, because you are putting him in position over you. He didn't say it would be easy. No, he didn't. I said, don't marry. She said she would not pressure him to be saved. We're going to sip some tea on that one, right? Because there's something wrong with that. That means that you want a man, you want any kind of man, bringing any type of thing. She needs some counseling first. She needs some counseling. I know that it happens often because so many women want to be married that they will take any piece of man. I don't want any piece of man. I don't. Marriage is hard enough as it is without you inviting somebody into your life that you're going to have to fight with for the rest of your life over dumb stuff. He ain't going to understand why you're going to church on Sunday. He ain't going to understand why you're going to church on Wednesday. He ain't going to understand why you paying tithes. He ain't going to understand all these other things. No. Why would you even set yourself up for that type of failure? Why? Why are you so desperate? What is wrong with you that you want a piece of a man? I don't want no piece of a man. I don't. They can have him. I don't want that. She should feel she is the treasure. She is worth it. God has set somebody apart for her, just for her. She does not play the replay. Fast forward to this point if you can. You don't have to accept a piece of a man. If you call yourself, like you said, them Disney movies, if you call yourself a woman of God, loving and trusting God, you have to believe that he is going to send your Boaz to you. And most of the time, what really happened was he didn't find her. She went out and found him and accepted that piece of a man. Because I don't want no man who don't love God. Because if he don't love God, it's a greater chance of him cheating on me, going out on me, because he doesn't have anything to be fearful of. My husband knows at this point, dude, you mess with me, not only do you have to answer to me, you're going to have to answer to God, right? So that, no, we're going to hop off of that. That's just dumb. Dumb. Moving on. Sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. We not going to do that. Tell her to love God and his mama. Absolutely. That we just not going to do that. So tell her, watch the video, create the atmosphere for her to receive it. So she can go on somewhere with that. That's not good. Well, girls, that has been Girl Talk tonight. It is 7:59. I ain't even cooked dinner yet. That's another thing a man wants. He want to eat. So if I intend on being married, I better get upstairs and find out what we're gonna eat. I'm probably not gonna cook, and he probably should have been cooking. But anyhow, loved it. Be blessed. I will see you guys on. We'll be back. Him and I will both be on tomorrow. Thank you all for joining me on tonight. We are marriage for real. Yes, our goal is to put 10,000 to flight. Put 10,000 couples to flight. We want to see y'all chase what God has given you all. Oh, thank you. We want to see you all chase with the mission that God has given you all. Love on each other. Women, on tonight, this is your task on the night. You all agreeing. Thank you for the sevens. Thank you for the hearts. Go on and love on those men. Show them respect and boost them egos. Good night. I love you. I will see you tomorrow. Bye. Good night.